Hi everyone, my name is KatrinaPrather, and my scenario is an ethical approach to doing business. So here's a brief summary of the scenario. So the background is that Harry Archer and Paul Mikowski were great childhood friends. They rekindled their relationship when Harry moved back to his hometown of Donneville for a new job. Harry is a technology coordinator for the Donneville School District, while his friend Paul Mikowski is a successful electronics retail and wholesale business owner. The dilemma is that Harry has a limited budget to get new video and computer equipment for the students in the school district. And so he was really stressed. He really was stressed about wanting to maximize the amount of equipment that he could purchase with the limited budget. And so his friend Paul offered a solution. He wanted to discuss the prices Harry expected to pay for the list of items that he needed. He offered to submit a bid through his company to get everything at a lower price, even if it meant that he would lose money. So inquiring minds want to know, is this a good idea? What would you do if you were Harry? Which principles in the AECT Code of Ethics apply and why? So I chose Section 3, Commitment to the Profession, item number 2. Shall not use coercive means or promise special treatment in order to influence professional decision of colleagues by accepting gratuities, gifts, or favors that might impair professional judgment or offer any favor, service, or thing of value to obtain any personal advantage. And the reason why is because of Paul and Harry's personal relationship. So in the scenario, the kids really would benefit from getting the amount of equipment that they really need. However, the personal relationship that Harry has with Paul seems to be a slight impairment to his professional judgment. Harry felt very comfortable sharing with Paul the prices that other vendors would likely bid. And so this really opens the door for Paul to offer a bid that beats the competitors, but will still allow him to make a profit as well. Most people that are in business to make a profit, not to lose money. And in my opinion, if Paul wanted to be so generous to the community, he could actually donate equipment that would help meet the needs of the school and then potentially use the donation as a tax write off. And so the second principle that I chose is Section 3, Commitment to the Profession, item number 3. Shall avoid commercial exploitation of membership in the association for private gain, and shall engage in fair and equitable practices with those rendering service to the profession through proper channels. And so the reason why is because there are business protocols for purchasing items. So any established business will have protocols in place when they need someone in the company to purchase items. What other factors about the situation in the scenario need to be considered? Paul saying that the scenario is a win-win situation can be critiqued. And then Paul seems like he could be preying on his friend Harry. And then lastly, sharing certain work-related dilemmas in a personal environment can open the door to unfavorable results. And so one example of that in my own job is that we take training on it, but we're also advised not to talk about certain work-related matters in public, and then also not talking, and also we're told that we shouldn't talk to other people about work-related matters if we do not work with those individuals. So, what advice would you give to the people in the scenario? The first piece of advice is to follow all work protocols in place. That is highly important. And then to avoid conflicts of interest. So doing company business with personal contacts is often looked at as a conflict of interest. And I know in the Atlanta area, I've seen on the news quite often how different members, like city council members or people that work for the city, they're on the news because they had personal ties to the person who won the bid for work to be completed for the city. And so that was deemed as a conflict of interest, and it's just a really messy situation. So you should always um, avoid conflicts of interest. So, is there any advice that you all would give Paul and Harry in this situation? So, moving on, how would these ethic principles apply in your professional context? So, for section 3, commitment to the profession, item number 2. The example that I gave is accepting gifts from clients. So any gifts received must abide by the guidelines in our code of ethics. And so basically there's an established amount of money that the gift from a client should abide by. And I don't really know the exact amount. And then section 3, commitment to the profession, item number 3. The example that I gave is accepting a position at a competing company in exchange for business secrets. So I work at a HR payroll company, and ADP and Ceridian are two of our main competitors. And we do have people who leave Ultimate, which is where I work, or UKG now, leave our company and they'll go and work for ADP and Ceridian, and then vice versa. People work at those two companies and then they'll come and work for Ultimate. And so, when you move from one job to a competing company, it's very important to keep in mind that, you shouldn't offer any trade secrets from your existing company in order to get a position in a competing company. Um, that could definitely lead to a variety of legal ramifications. So it's definitely something that you should, you know, be mindful of. And so that does it for me. That's all I have. Thank you for your time.